Matt here, and I wanted to tell you how you can expand your Scrapejet list. So when you go scraping and posting and everything that Scrapejet does, when you load it up and let it run, Scrapejet is going to basically generate a list of found links. Now, oftentimes, in most cases, these are going to be auto-approved links. So if you go into your main Scrapejet folder here and go to the backlinks folder, you'll see all the reports, and there might be multiple of them through here, of actual, such, so on and so forth, of actual reports that you'd have of different runs that you've done with Scrapejet where it's found links. Now, if we open one of these up, we can look at it and see very quickly that there's multiple domains here. Now, some of them, like for instance here, there's 3 URLs off this one domain, but off this domain you only see one, and there might be more intermixed in here, but the point is there's probably more URLs on various domains here that we can get. So we might have one domain in this list, but it might have 50 pages on it or 100, and we could get a link on some or several of those pages if we wanted to do that. So I'm going to show you how you can do that with Scrapejet. Now, you can use a method and use tools that are built into Scrapebox and filter these, but you don't have to. You can also use free tools, and I'm going to show you how to do both. So I know there is probably some Scrapebox users out there, and they'll probably want to use Scrapebox because it's just a tad quicker. And if you don't want to use Scrapebox, or you don't have Scrapebox rather, you can use free tools, and I will show you how to do that as well. So let's go through this. So first, let's have a quick look at how we would do this with Scrapebox. What we need to do is we need to use the cite operator to scrape all the inner pages. So I have this list that I just had pulled up. It's loaded up here in Scrapebox. It had made 3,200 links in Scrapejet. And what I'm going to do first is I'm going to trim this to root because I need just the root URLs to pull inner pages, and then I'm going to remove duplicate domains because we only need to pull it for each domain once, and that would waste 1,800 queries there, or in that particular case, because it removed 1,800 URLs. So now I have my 1,388 unique domains that I got from Scrapejet. Now I can go ahead and export those as text, and I'm just going to stick them here in my folder and call these Scrapebox trimmed and dupe domains removed. Now I need to add the word cite and colon in front of all that, so I can go to tools and use the Scrapebox text editor. I can open up my file, so I'm going to load it in here, and once that's done, I'm going to go modifier, and I'm just going to add the link modifier. Now I don't want to use the link modifier, I want to use cite, but there's only 3 that you can choose from here. So we're going to go to edit replace, and I'm going to replace link colon with cite colon, replace all, and then let it run through here through 1,300 domains, and it'll ask if I want to go back to the beginning. Just hit yes, hit close, and then now I have cite colon in front of that, and I am ready to feed this list to Scrapejet and let it go pull all the inner pages and then try to comment to each one of those. So I'm going to go File, Save As, Scrapebox list ready for Scrapejet. Now, that's using Scrapebox. Pretty straightforward. I can also use free tools to get the job done. Now I need to remove dupe domains. So Scrapebox actually has a free tool. You can get it at scrapebox.com/free-dupe-remove. And this is Scrapebox's built-in dupe remover and file combiner. Now, if you had, say, multiple in the list here, of course in Scrapebox we could have gone to import and add to and selected multiple lists there to combine them together. So with this free tool from Scrapebox, this dupe domain remove, we can scroll down here and we can download it, and it looks just like this. I'm going to pull it up. I have it saved here in Scrapebox, but it's the exact same tool. It's just a standalone tool. It looks just like this, so you can get this for free. And first you would select source files to merge together, and then you would choose your all your different files that you wanted to add together here. If I wanted to add all these together, I'd hit open, and then I would give it a name. So I'm just going to call them all, for instance, and I'm going to save it, and I'm going to merge those files together. Once those files are merged together, I'm going to go down here and select my source file, which is all, and select my target file name, which is all, I'm just going to name it all dupe domains removed, and then remove dupe domains. And once that's done, it just flashes there because it's pretty quick, and I have my dupe domains removed file here, and I'm, for the purpose of this video, just going to move it over to this other folder so it's easy to get to. And so I have all dupes domains removed. Now I need to trim them to root and add the site in front of it. Now I can do this in Excel, and I have a handy little Excel file made, and I will upload this file to scrapejetfact.com, and I'll give you the link in the video here. You can hover it over and click on it, and then I'll put it in the resources below. What I've done here is I'm just taken my list of URLs that I had, and I've just pasted them here. Now this isn't my dupe domains removed list, this is just another list. So let's pull that real quick up and look at that. We have it right here, the one we just saved from the free tool from Scrapejet, or Scrapebox rather. I'm just going to grab some of them, stick them in here, and so now we need to get these down to root. So first of all, what I got to do is I got to get rid of this HTTP ://. So I'm going to hit Control F, just the Control key, and then F, or you can get it up here in the Tools section. And I'm going to go to Replace, and I'm going to find HTTP ://. I'm going to replace it with nothing. So just hit Replace All, let that finish, and it has replaced all of them. In column B, I made a formula, and I started on the left side of column A1 here, and I searched for the first /, which is right here, as you can see, and then I had it to take one character back and move that over here. If you don't understand the formula, it's not real important, it works. So there is the root domain from here, and if I want to go down the list, I can just copy this, paste, paste, so on and so forth, and it's going to pull all the root domains. Again, I'll upload this tool so you don't have to mess with formulas, but you can create your own if you want. Now I need to add site in front of it. So over here I took equals and I quoted in the site colon, so it's already there, and then I also added in B1, which is my root domain, and I get this end result here. And I'm just going to go ahead and set this up on all these here, and boom, there I have, and I can just copy all of these and save them to a notepad file. And I am ready to go with feeding this list to Scrapejet. So this is my ready for Scrapejet, can't even spell, created with free tools file. And there we go. So also of note is that in Excel versions like 97 to 2003, I think, you only get a 65,000 line maximum limit. So you'd have to work with chunks smaller than 65,000 domains. However, in Office 2007 and above, they've extended that to something a little over 1 million there or thereabouts. So when I upload this file, I'll put both formats up. Just make sure that you get the right one that works with the Excel that you have and that you use that one. So now that we've talked about that, we need to edit our Scrapejet files so this works, because I have to feed this to Scrapejet. So let's have a look. Alright, so now that we have our list where we have ready to go with our site and that sort of thing, we need to feed that to Scrapejet and let it go to town on that. So the way that Scrapejet works is it takes your keyword, whatever keyword you have in here, and it goes into your configuration, and it looks at each definition file and it pops it open, and it appends whatever is here in the footprint, like this whole long footprint. It adds that plus your keyword, so Scrapejet Fact, and it adds those together and it searches for that. Now we don't want that because we want to use our custom URLs that we've created. So what we're going to do is we're just going to remove the footprint altogether, so it has nothing there, and File, Save. And we're going to do that for each one of these. Now what I would do is to go ahead and create a separate instance. So I'm just going to copy, and I'm just going to call this for pulling internal URLs. You call it whatever you want, but the point is if you go modifying the definition files and then you forget and you try to post to it, it's going to make a mess and it's not going to work and you're going to get frustrated. So just keep a separate instance for doing this and just use that Scrapejet instance for this and nothing else. So I'm going to go in here, configuration, and we already edited blog engine, so it's good. Now we need to go edit movable type and just clear out the footprint there. And then we're going to edit WordPress and clear out the footprint here. And what this is going to do is then when we load in our custom URLs, it's going to search for just site colon and our custom URL, and then it'll pull all the internal pages and it'll just try to post to all of them, and then it'll check links to all of them, and it'll give us a final report with all of the links found on the internal pages. So once that's done, I'm just going to save that, and then I'm going to launch this Scrapejet here with my new instance. And once I have that done, then I'm going to go ahead and add in a profile here, and I just have one saved, and I'm going to edit the profile, and I need to load in my keywords, and for keywords I'm going to load in this one that says ready for Scrapejet that we created, either the one that was Scrapebox ready, the one we created with Scrapebox, or the other one, either one. We're just going to load that in, and then for websites you would just put in whatever website here that you want to promote, and then just hit update profile, and then just let it run session, and it will go through here, and we can see that it is harvesting URLs for keyword, and it's harvesting site and then the domain, and then it's attempting to post. Now it's going through blog engine first because that was the first one in the list, so you might not notice a big jump here right away, but as it gets down into WordPress and has a larger market share because it goes in alphabetical order, then you should see even more links coming in from all of these internal pages. And that is how you can expand your Scrapejet list, either using Scrapebox or free tools, and get a lot more links to use with Scrapejet. And then once you have your big list, this will all save in the backlinks folder, and you'll have a big giant list of URLs that you can post to, and you can take and go to all of your other projects that you want and right click and assign URL list to post to, and then you would just go and select that URL list that's from your final report from pulling internal pages, and let it go to town, and it will load those up and post to all those, and you can get a lot of links to all your projects. And that is how you expand your list.